Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a bunch of thunder tabs. Okay.
You need to show them how to do that.
How do you do it? I got it. Okay, this is the red button right here.
When'd you fly take?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What size?
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Can everybody hear me?
I'll take a look at my
Okay, so
send me an email.
today's talk is a little ditty called Wolves and Sheep's Coding. We'll get to the reason for that here in a second. To quickly set up the talk, and we'll do intros, is Trent and I took a look at a number of companies, and we'll show you which companies. We said, you know what, let's take these companies and see what we can do with it, basically. So this talk is going to be a real run and gun style. This is what we were able to accomplish in really short order. So I'm at the top. My name is Cory. I own a company called Trusted Defense. We do penetration testing, mainly web application penetration testing. Is kind of the bread and butter there.
I'm Trent. Want to do the exact same thing, so I'll just go ahead and jump in this.
All right, let's get started. So that's all right. So here's a quick snippet of the companies that we decided to knock on the door.
Yeah, just
Kind of say hi.
Yeah, open up the door to greet, see what we can find. I mean, how many of you guys have used these websites? Yeah.
Anybody?
Okay.
I don't know. I think that's I think it's a solid G.
The G might be silent.
Yeah, we weren't sure on that.
Yeah. So basically, all the information here is there's going to be some really cool tags that we think are cool.
I think they're awesome.
But the issue is, be careful what you use this stuff for. Be smart. Don't get arrested.
Well, it'd be kind of funny if we got arrested. Okay, so the first one is this Google. Goggle. We're going with Goggle?
Okay.
No, Google. Okay. So with Google, the way we structure this talk is the money bag if they support a bounty program or they support security research in formal capacity. There's a lot of hugging going on in the back of the room, which is really amazing to watch, by the way. Oh, that's really sweet. Guys, that's really sweet.
The clock represents the amount of time taken to be responsible for the issue that we've disclosed and if they patch it or not. So here, Google decided not to patch this one.
Right, so they did support a vulnerability or a bounty program. They had decent response time, but then actually the response is kind of funny.
So here's the bounty program that they have. Two things that we're going to point out is we are attacking URL redirection. So they pretty much we don't care about that. They're going to accept the risk on this, as well as the log out requests. It's like they're like, we understand that it's going to happen. We don't care.
Right.
And we bullet pointed that when we sent that to them. We understand that you guys do not care about this, but we think you guys should still at least take a look at it. So we went ahead and submitted to them.
Yeah, and they have it really well documented. We understand this, and we don't care about it. So we disclosed, this one was kind of late. As you can see, we told them about it October 29th. But their response time was,
2 or 3 days.
yeah, they got back to us in a couple days, which is decent. And as you can see, they have not patched it, and they have repeatedly told us.
Yeah, we actually, when you submit to Google, you have to argue your point with them. They're like, nah, we don't care. And then it even goes back to in the first email that we sent to them, we put that in their bounty. We understand that you guys have these 2 bullet points. And then the second reply is that they quoted that, if you look at our bug bounty, we have these 2 things in there, we don't care about it.
Right, and we'll show why they should care about that.
Perfect. So,
All right.
without further ado. So here is something that we noticed on Google+. So the 5 users that are in the room that have actually used Google+.
Yeah, will you add us on?
So we noticed that when you click the logout button, it has a continue to take you back to plus.google.com. So what we figured we'd do is we'll just put our own domain in there, but Google says
So right there you can see we specified a domain that operates outside of Google's same origin policy, which they said
no.
yeah, no. Yeah.
So,
sorry guys.
so we tried it on actual Google Plus website. Oh, sorry. We decided, like, what about Google Sites? Because that's user controlled. You can go in there and create your own website, but we figured that that would be within their same origin policy. So the first thing we go back out to Google Plus, and this time we try Yahoo. We just to see if we can even post this, and it says could not load website.
Right, so if you're not familiar, this is posting on Google Plus. So
this is the same thing that would happen in Facebook.
yes, think of this as, well, we shouldn't think of it as Facebook, it's way better.
Yeah, it is better. You guys should come over to Google Plus.
Yes, do that, and then we'll send
So
you,
there'll be like
we
6
can probably
of us
send them
there.
information on how to do that, just click the links.
So moving on, this is us just pasting the exact URL that they have on the logout button. So if you actually click this link, it would log you out of Google. So if you just want to be annoying to your friends, just copy the logout button and paste it in. Like, you ever see this? It's awesome. And then it just puts in there like Google Plus, and they're like, what is this? Logs them out.
I would trust a link review that does that.
So moving on, we decided to use the Google Sites, and we created a site called Loading. And we pasted it in, and we just put the actual URL that we use down there at the bottom, where it says it's going to sites.google.com, embracesecurity.com, loading. And the great thing is when you do the loading part, it brings down the image from Google.
Yeah, it's beautiful, it looks,
Yeah, it looks legit. Like if I didn't post that comment down below, you would just see that. It would just say Google loading, like, hey, check the site out.
and this is really for slide purposes. This, you can remove that.
Yeah, that's just a comment I put in there.
Okay, so if you clicked this link there, it takes you to this page, which is our
Loading site.
right?
And here's a option that we found for Google Sites. So this is actual gear, and what the gear does is it allows you to redirect Google Sites wherever you want to go. So if you guys need to use this for legitimate purposes, there's a URL for you to add the Google redirect to your Google Site site.
Nice, I like that. I like that.
So this is the gadget that we're loading in here, and what we automatically want to do is we want to do width 0, height 0, so the user cannot see the redirect, because it's actually obnoxious. It's this giant thing, it's like loading, and there's a timer. So unfortunately, you can see the OK button is grayed out.
It's like a kind of you're being hacked countdown.
Right.
Right.
You're about to be it.
Yes, this is
In
this is
5,
great.
4. So what we end up doing is like, well, they won't let us change the option. What if we inspect an element on it? So if you right-click it in Google Chrome, you can just go in there and change the settings that you want right there on the page. Change it to 00, clicks OK. So go to the next slide. There we go. So we have 00. So now the user doesn't see it. Plus, we can change the timeout to be 1. And the reason why we left it as 5 is that we can't get back in there and change it once we move it off of 5. It's like a race condition. Like you can't click edit fast enough to get back there and change it if we want to change the URL to go somewhere else. So we click OK. And there's a problem now. So so here's a demo of what you're going to see.
Okay, so just to quickly set this up, this amazing, fantastic mustache on the right is my personal Google Plus account. This account is the victim's account over here. This is just simply a link that we're going to copy, and this is the browser exploitation framework, or BEEF. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to paste the link which redirects like we just set up, and that is going to hook this victim, and then we're going to be able to take control of browsers or components on their browser. So if you were in Dave's talk and you saw him on like Katie Couric open her webcam and do stuff like that. This is very, those things are available to us here.
And you can use the set tool. I mean, we just picked whatever we felt like using at that moment. So, I mean, you could put an exe to come down if you wanted to.
Right.
Or Java. So here, before you just type away.
I'm pretty good at typing. Yeah, so you probably can't read it. It says, hey, Cory, you should check out this new Google Plus plugin. It's similar to Lightbeam, which you guys haven't used that for Firefox, sort of. And then hashtag pwned. And then I just copy our link there. That takes us to the redirect site that Trent has set up. You can see the preview is really innocuous. It doesn't look like, I mean, I would click that. Bill would click that. Nick has clicked it twice. So on the victim's browser, you'll see, oh, all right, sweet. I got somebody really likes me. They posted something privately.
So we bounce out of Google.
Yeah. So we're on the
Google Sites page.
Yep, which operates within our stream origin. The redirect is happening in the background. You can see it happening here. If you watch here, here's our malicious page, and you can see right here, there's script operating in the background which hooks the browser. So now we have control. We can run commands within the context of, as long as this tab is open, or we can do manipulation there to keep that tab open.
Like Dave was showing you earlier, we have a run command where it can be super annoying, but they click run, infect the box, and you have a foothold on hundreds of people on Google+. So if your profile is publicly open, and people trust you, especially other security people or your mom, when she wants to click it, shares it with her friends.
Wait, your mom trusts you? Shit. Mine does not trust you.
So here, Cory's at the very end, he's showing like about to activate the webcam.
Yeah, so I clicked webcam, execute, and then on the victim's browser, it basically popped this up, and this is really just for a demo, to show that communication happened, and that was the next step.
So, SurveyMonkey. This is one that's kind of interesting, just the fact that, we'll show you in a second, go ahead and do that. So, no bug bounty. They did respond back to us, and no patch that we know of yet. So, they said, sorry for the delay, and you can see the timetable of when they disclosed that. The interesting part is where they blame the partner, which is Eventbrite. They're like, this is not our fault, this is Eventbrite. But whatever they're doing, they caused this issue. And so, yeah, I love, like, they blamed another company.
No.
So go ahead and go to the next one here. So here we have a Route 66 Eventbrite ticket that we're going to go ahead and create. So, and you can see in the last name we put in some scripts in the last name, and we go ahead and purchase our ticket. I've obfuscated it just because I'm nice, but you guys are going to see that anyway later. So it says, we've got you 1 spot reserved. And here, you can see that the recent order has the script down there at the bottom. On the site right here, has this ability to send a survey, and that's where SurveyMonkey comes into play. So we're going to send this data that we collected on Eventbrite, we're going to ship it over to SurveyMonkey and see what happens. So here, so we're just going to walk through the actual attack here. So we're going to sign up for, fill out some information. We'll paste in the actual attack, which is we're dumping the cookie. Yay, we're going, we're so excited to go.
You're going to be hacked. Yes.
We'll go back to Eventbrite's site. We'll go ahead and manage this ticket. So right now we're looking at is that not working? Right now we're looking at the owner. So what we're actually wanting to attack, wow, that's working a lot better. What'd you guys tell me? You couldn't hear me. So what we're looking at here is, let's say that you're a major corporation and you're hosting an event inside Eventbrite. What we're going to do now is like, we want to take over all that. So we're hoping that you're going to send out a survey, and here you can see that we're going to go ahead and send out a survey to the user. And here we go. And under the people that are invited, we click on that, bam. So here you see what has happened is we've executed the script to dump the cookie. And we could do a redirect, we could put beef, you could do set. So this is a vulnerability inside SurveyMonkey on how they're not sanitizing what's coming in from Eventbrite. And the interesting other thing is that if you try to add script onto their page from this site, it says no, we can't do that. So we found a backdoor, so to speak, on pushing in from Eventbrite.
Awesome.
And an output from Eventbrite to SurveyMonkey.
Correct.
And input validation, lacking controls.
And another interesting thing is that anything that happens on SurveyMonkey has to be HTTPS. So if you want to make a call out to another website, as long as you have a cert on the site that you're using, so if we wanted to use set or Java, as long as we're using HTTPS, it allows it to go through. If you don't have HTTPS enabled, it won't work. So
is that dependent upon it being a valid available cert, or can it be self?
just any, as long as it has SSL, it's good to go.
So they're not even validating that there's a good cert on the internet.
No, they just says, hey, it's SSL, let's go, it's good to go. So, Eventbrite.
Okay, so Eventbrite has a bug bounty program in the works, like they've considered it, and we're going to work on it. The response time and their patch time was phenomenal.
Yeah, mind blowing.
Yes. So I'll just read this real quick. This is directly from Eventbrite. There's no formal program yet. Once we have one in place, we'll retroactively notify white hats that have been cooperative. So they definitely love the feedback, but they just don't have a formal program.
I've worked with them in the past, so I told Cory, I'm like, we need to have the demo like recorded, because as soon as it gets over there, it's going to be fixed in like lightning time.
Yes, and it's to kind of show you, we notified them of the vulnerability at 8:20 on the 8th of October. They responded back before 11 o'clock that same day, and then they had it patched the next day before 6. Insane.
Yeah,
Yes,
so, yeah.
they definitely Yep. And they were really receptive. They definitely loved the interaction there.
Did it pay you?
No.
I love that.
Yeah. I still like them.
Will you pay us?
We're working on it.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Right. That's what that means. Once they have it set, they're going to give us some
I will
Bitcoin.
deliver, man. Yeah, I'm going to deliver.
Right. Okay, so this is essentially the URL it's being tampered with, and Trent found something really interesting with working with them before.
Yeah, so here you can see there's like something that repeats in there, if you can find it, like locate. It repeats because what we ended up doing is they blocked the first one. So I'm like, what if we redo the same attack again? Well, can we bypass it again? And sure enough, you can. You can actually
Just concatenate it.
you can just, yeah, and it works. It works perfectly, and we can bounce out wherever we want to go. This doesn't work anymore, so good luck.
Yeah, so this actually you cannot read that. I don't think you guys can read that at all, can you? It's pretty fuzzy.
This is an eye chart.
Yeah, it says this.
It's been hacked or
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
Please rebuild or whatever.
Right.
So we can change that message to whatever we want.
Okay, so what's important about this is, so the way you would use that, let's just go back to the Google Plus example. If you posted, hey, I have an event going on, click here, they click the link, it takes them to, oh, something happened to the event, click continue, log in to your Eventbrite account. Once they've logged in, essentially what this is doing is there's the set, or the social engineering toolkit is set up to listen and capture those credentials.
Right. So once again, who we're attacking is the host. So if you know of some major corporation that's holding an Eventbrite ticket, when this was working, you could just send them an email and say like, hey, your event was hacked. They click on the link, they sign in, and we steal their password. And we get all their contacts of all the members who were invited.
This is all the stuff they've already fixed.
Yes.
Right. For now.
We should just add another, we should just keep concatenating to that.
It actually doesn't work anymore. What they did is they're hashing the value that's going in, so it has a hash, and if that hash changes, it just takes you back to Eventbrite. So they did a really good job, and then they fix that. Until we figure out how that hash works.
Yeah. So there's a couple back-to-back videos here. This is the attack that we just walked through. We kind of set up with screenshots, but it's
So you can see the error message in the browser. It's weird because you can go up there and type whatever you want. If you just like blah blah blah, I like cats, whatever. You click continue. I have it redirecting to an internal IP address. So you can see right there, it's like 192. You type in your email and your password. I always like.
What's your password?
I usually use like 1, 2, 3, something like that.
Wow, that's pretty simple.
No one guesses that. So we'll log in here. My last pass kicks off, but we'll go ahead and pull up set here. So the set shows the username and password that was typed in. So we ripped off the password, or we could have redirected them to malware, exe, whatever we feel like doing to the content.
So this is just a different form of that exact attack. We'll just quickly go through this. Same deal as the Google Plus in a way. This is the this would be the victim's browser exploitation framework. Here's Beef Proxy, or I'm sorry, Burp Suite. So the point of this video is to show that the redirect can be live instead of in a lab. So the exact same thing. This button is going to redirect to a malicious Eventbrite site. So as soon as I click the link, I think I did. Or during.
So it clicks continue.
Yep, and that's redirected me immediately to the malicious page, which looks really similar. And the second I'm on here, they're scripting the background to exploit Beef. But that's just one quick example. As Trent pointed out, there are a lot of options there.
And whatever flavor you want to do that week, you can pick on it.
Right now, this one coming up might be my favorite.
This is your favorite?
I think so.
Okay, so I had a friend who posted their kids' photos. I believe it was on with JayZ Pin, and I was looking at the site and I'm like, well, this is really interesting because this site is actually tied into Target as well as Olin Mills, and all three of these are owned by LifeTouch. So the thing that is really interesting is we didn't know who to send this vulnerability to because all three of them, every mistake that works on one works on the other. So it's some type of back-end magic. So,
well, real quick, how many people, as their kids had their pictures, parents took them to Olin Mills to get their pictures? I know, right? It's like the log and like the fake woods behind you.
Back when I used to have lost names. So no bug bounty. They never responded to us, and of course they don't have a patch for this.
Of course.
Of course. So yeah, you can see what we disclosed a long time ago. So here is really interesting. So of all the three competitors, so to speak, they all have different pricing in the background. You can see like one's like 30% off, there's 40%. So if you guys need photos, let's go to Target. It's 50% off.
That is the best deal.
Yeah, 50% off. But it's all the same like website. It's very strange. So So of all the browsers, it's interesting in the URL, we're actually hiding the actual attack because I would feel really bad because I don't want people in other people's photos, and you'll see why in a minute. It has a random ID, and it's actually random. They did a really good job, and it was awesome. They have random code, and we can't just change it and get in. It's got a user ID, but there's one problem. What's the problem? Next slide. There's a way to go around the security. They have this ID. That's what we call it. We changed it. It's not unique. So if we add that up into the browser, it bypasses all this great technology that they implemented, and bad things start to happen.
Oh, really bad things.
So you start seeing like guys doing like pregnancy photos, like, you know, holding their, I felt really bad. I mean, I have a kid, and I couldn't, I would hate if I had to do this, I would be like, we can do this, but we are not showing my friends. So, I mean, it's cute and all. We actually found one where the guy took his shirt off, and they were like, he was pregnant. And they were like touching bellies. And it was, this stuff's kind of embarrassing. I mean, if you want to get awkward family photos, like, I don't know if you guys have seen that email that goes around, like, awkward. We have tons. I mean, family doing karate that was just, they had no business doing karate.
Don't forget they paid for those.
I
Yes.
know. Hopefully they got a better deal like the rest.
Hopefully they were done at Target.
So, like we were saying earlier, when we look at all the 3 different sites, you can access the same photo. It doesn't matter which site you go on. So I didn't know if I could call up, like, order at Target, and then yell at JayZ Pin about how they screwed up my photos. Like, it's almost like we should call them and see what would happen. They're like, we didn't even take your photos. I'm like, this is BS. I have a link to it. Look at this. So, moving on. We also found in there, everyone has you can log in and build an account. And we're able to save other people's photos that we don't own into our account. And you can like turn off like a mouse pad or a cup. And they all have cross-site scripting on it. Every single one of them. So they just like clone the vulnerability. Like,
Yes.
We'll move it from here and we'll put it on your site. And we'll move it and put it on your site. Continue.
Wait, that was only that one injection?
Yes.
Works on all 3 sites.
Yes.
But our logins don't work. We had to create 3 separate accounts.
They push data to the, or they're pulling from the same data.
Probably most likely. Yeah, most likely. I kind of really like Southwest too.
Southwest
That's good. So Southwest, Southwest does not support a bounty program. Their response time and their patch time is their patch time. They're working on a patch.
Yeah, but their response
time for working on the patch.
And I like that they wouldn't talk to us unless we encrypted our communications. So that was they straight went Snowden on us. They're like, we need to make sure no one's listening. So this is the.
Yeah, their response to us was, they take it very seriously. They want to hear everything we had to say, which, despite the fact they don't support the vulnerability program, they still want to work with researchers. Yeah, absolutely. So we disclosed it at 10:30 on the 8th. They responded the next day, and then by the 31st, they had informed us they were working on a patch.
Yeah.
So here's the URL. This will not work, by the way. Just throwing that out there. That we are going to tamper with. So I don't know if you guys have seen this bit of the Southwest Airlines.
Yeah. So get ready.
So this ticket was captured out of the air, just like out of the air. So if you were at an airport and you were sniffing traffic, for example, as people were checking in, you could pull this ticket.
Out of the air.
Yes, right out of the air. It's not encrypted. Just pull it right out. And the important thing to note about this is this lives in a 15-minute window. So the session is good for 15 minutes once you see this. That being said, all the information lives here to basically log back in and check back in.
Yeah, so once you get a hold of this, you can just log back in. So that 15-minute actually becomes however long before they get on their flight.
Right, as long as we want. Okay, so this is Wireshark over here. This is just showing that we're capturing a ticket out of the air. This is the inspect or the developer mode in Chrome, and really at this point it's just for watching. So we're going to sign in, and this is we are now able to check in and grab our ticket as the
Can you do
user.
something nice for someone?
You could do something amazing for someone.
Like what?
Let's just pretend they got really bad photos back from like Target or something. They're having a bad day and they had a terrible flight.
Okay.
You know, we could take their B check-in and we could bump them to A.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that is
I
nice.
think that's
I would
really nice.
love, like the super business travelers, probably the sales guys, you know, that Dave was talking about. How awesome it would be is if you could get in front of them.
Yeah.
Like in front of line. Like they have A01 on their ticket. And you show up like, well, I'm A00.
Yeah, what's
behind.
up?
Yeah. So that was, it's really interesting is that you can change that to whatever you want. And Cory's highlighting over there.
All
It's just
of
like a.jpg or.
Yeah, so these, like this letter, for example, is just an element right there. You can just change it. They have an entire character set, really, in there. So again, it's just manipulating the ticket. I'll show a little bit more here, but this is a ticket we've completely tampered with. So we're just, like, I mean, come on.
Is that the jump seat?
This
This
is
is the pilot.
This might be the pilot. We should have put it, on the boarding thing here, I should have just put an arrow, like right here pointing in the cockpit.
Yeah, so, yeah, you can edit the ticket wherever you want to do it, but don't do that. You go to jail.
Yeah, do not do that.
So at least ask permission before you do it.
Yeah, so this would be valid in, if you're in an airport, you could capture this and play it back. So you could fiddle with the ticket and play it back to that victim. So if this barcode here, if you scan that, it's just a simple SQL injection. So if so the agent scanning, so you get on the plane, scan, where'd all the passengers go? I don't know.
That happened here.
Yeah, so quick side story. When I registered for this conference, I put in the my company name as a SQL injection string, and when I went up to get my badge, they had no record of me being registered for
But
this
then the line
conference.
just started getting longer and long. It's like we're checking people in anymore.
Right. So anyway, in attack, you might want to.
So this is actually at our hotel across the street. Is this complimentary boarding pass printing? So I mean, there's a lot of evil things that you could do here. The thing that sucks is that, I mean, if we wanted to, we could set everyone's ticket to C. So if anyone went over there, like, oh, I got 24 hours, we're right here, and they click next, and they get C, like 55. Like, Jesus!
I always get sick.
Yeah, we just give everyone the same number all day long. They're like, people are like, wow, there's like no one gets up for A, everyone's C.
Right. Going C.
Yeah, everyone. Do you imagine that? They're like, B. Like, B round 2. C, like, everyone gets up. So that would be awesome.
We should change that number to like math problems. You could really get like do whatever you want.
Yeah. So you can get really
Right.
bad.
Like solve your seat number.
Equation.
Yes.
But the thing that's kind of scary about it is I would not print your boarding pass right now anywhere but on a network you control. Because, I mean, look how scary it would be that we now know how long you're going to be away from home, or we know how long you're going to be in the air. If we do some other attacks, because you're on the same network, it's gonna end bad for you guys. Or not you guys, but you know what I'm saying.
So I might have missed it, but did they address this?
They are. They're going to fully implement SSL, which is really awesome. And they gave us this really cool thing. So there might be someone here. Is there anyone here who works for Southwest? Oh, there he is.
is.
So they actually sent us a message like, hey, we're gonna come and check out the talk. So he's actually back there recording, so they're gonna go back and be like, we need to fix this right now. So
Round of applause, so that's how it works.
it's really easy for them to come like, hey, go get on the plane.
Have you printed your ticket yet? Because we can give you some help.
Print it on Wi-Fi.
I got an access code, yeah.
You want A? Because we'd love to give you A00.
Yeah, we totally do.
Because we'd love for you to get in front of that sales guy who's like, yeah, I'm A01, yeah. I'm gonna get that seat that doesn't have a seat in front of it. So, hope you guys enjoyed the talk. If you guys have any questions, if you find some really cool sites that you want us to take a look at, let us know. Sure.
How did you find these? Are you just sitting in your basement and trying every time?
Yeah, so I think that's an important question. The question was, how do we find these? A lot of credit goes to Trent. He is the way his mind works with like, hey, what fits in here? What does this? I mean, we take those ideas and then together we just. So we literally just said, hey, let's do it.
Yeah, there's apps like I don't do any scanning at all. If I spend enough time on your website, it's like 5 or 10 minutes. I look at a couple things. I'm just like, something bad is about to happen. I'm actually giving another talk on Evite in the same room here in a second. So you'll actually see how evil my mind works on these kind of things.
Right, so these are really small, like contained things, and that Evite talk is awesome because it'll take these concepts and like just, you don't want to see what really happens after he gets a hold of it for a while. But yeah, we just like made a list of things that we wanted to go attack, and then we just started attacking them. And all of this is manual testing. We didn't launch a tool. We didn't do anything. It's all.
This is just looking at the site itself. I mean, I'm weird. I like to look in the developer code just to see what happens if I put a 0 or what if I just put 12 in this number? What happens?
Yeah, we just shoved as much information and see what happens.
And then we let them know. Hopefully they fix it. If they don't.
Right. So we responsibly disclosed all this to them first, and we told them we were going to talk about it here, which everybody's on board with. So,
any more questions?
Yeah. How many times do you guys see web applications use HTTP only to prevent the cookie retrieval through the website?
That's every website does that, and the other problem is I'll get into this later, but cookies, they don't actually expire. So if you already have that cookie, you can come back to the website and then just paste it in. The only way you could get around that would be to change the password. But that cookie's good for forever, which is really scary. Any other questions?
all right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.